Hello everyone, welcome to Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. In this series, I'm just going to be playing through the MSQ for the very first time. So this is not really a lore-focused series, this is just my first experience. I've done it previously on streams, but right now I live in a place where the internet is, it's not the issue with the speed, it's the issue with the stability of it. Sometimes it just is really bad, so I don't want to stress about that while I'm experiencing the story for the first time. So we're gonna play it like this. We are starting by speaking to Oyika. Oyika Tsunika has a message for you. Welcome back, Malisity. I've just had a word from Erenville. It seems he managed to secure passage to Tural aboard a guild ship vessel. Why don't you wait in the main hall while I go and inform your travel companions? It should only take a moment. Ooh, that's a very fun music. Go to the main hall. Malisity is looking so cute, by the way. Like, look at this cute little face. I mean, she looks a little dead in the face right now because he's not making a facial expression, but she's cute. Oh, there's the new map of Tural that they put up at the end of the last patch. I'm so excited. Also, I do apologize for any clicking sound you will hear during cutscenes. I will be taking screenshots from time to time. Oyika gave us the good news. We may try to set sail at a moment's notice. The only one yet to arrive is Erenville himself. Erenville? There they are! Ah, you're all here. It took some persuasion, but the Gleaner's Guild ship has granted us places aboard the vessel bound for Tural. There will be other passengers, researchers and artisans and the like, so we'll need to share deck space. That's fine, Erenville. I doubt anyone expected we would have a ship all to ourselves. I mean, the trailer kinda implied it. It's so weird seeing their faces so different. They're not casting off just yet, so if you have any lingering concerns, now is the time to voice them. I wouldn't call it a concern, but everyone's still clear on what it is we'll be doing in Tural, yes? We've not forgotten. The nation of Tuliyollal is in the midst of deciding its next ruler. As you choose allies, we shall assist you during the rite of succession, and support your bid to become the Dawn Servant. In addition to that, Alphino and I have another objective. As part of this reconstruction, Garlemald seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with his neighbors. By visiting Tural, we hope to learn more about how its myriad cultures interact with one another, how they find common ground, develop strong ties, that sort of thing that might help our friends in Ilspart. But we'll pursue this goal in our own time. You can be assured that we'll give the contest our due attention. I'm gonna take a bit to get used to their faces. It's like they feel a little bit different with the upgrade. Not bad, just different. And I'm a person that doesn't like different. That's all I ask. Otherwise, you're welcome to do what you like. You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Kyle? Yes, as far as we could determine from the old missive I found, he had been tasked with investigating the Golden City by your father, the Dawn Servant. Yet, oddly enough, we have no record on that investigation in our archives, and nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the letter. Thus, for reasons both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. I'm sure there'll be a chance to speak with Papa. You can get your answers right from the source. I look forward to meeting him. In any case, you're not the only one with an interest in the city of gold, Erinville. The Golden City is a children's bedtime story. I'm part of this expedition only because the Third Promise has commanded that I serve as a guide. The Third Promise. Okay, we know one of her brothers is the First Promise. So are they like the first, second, and third in birth order? Still playing the part of a stoic servant, I see. What of you? Don't you dare tell me you've changed your mind. No. We won't make you Dawn servant by standing here and talking about it. A woman of action. Right then. If all still committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart. Yes. We are going to Tural. Going to Tural. I am so hyped. Now, if you have not joined me on a playthrough before, I have this thing with I try to speak to all the characters. Simply because I want to know what their thoughts are. There are often a lot of interesting side dialogue. Eager as they are, the others have already left for the harbour. We're not in danger of missing the boarding call, but perhaps we should be on our way as well? Yes. Are you gonna take me there? No complaints about that. That is a big ship. These ships are massive.
Savoring the moment? I can feel your excitement, your eagerness to explore the unknown.
Okay. I want it to be on only voiced dialogue. This is one of the updates we're getting, so I want to be able to handle like unvoiced dialogue myself, but have the game handle the voiced one.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
We can always hope.
Do not be so quick to relax. Oh, Tural may seem but a short sail away on a map. The vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels.
Shade's Triangle?
Even following the safe route plotted by Admiral Bufiswin herself, this will be no pleasure cruise.
Perhaps, but my voyage here was uneventful enough, disappointing me so.
Either way, the two of you have first-hand experience, which will be of great comfort in the days ahead, I'm sure.
Aye, it's nothing new to us.
All aboard! We're casting off!
Time to go.
It's time. I trust you have everything you need?
I'm ready. Collared my crown and everything. I love this song. But yes, it's a proper big ship, not like the trailer.
And so does our ship cast off from the docks. We sail west, as Kettenram did some 80 years past, bound for the New World, known to her children as the continent of Tural.
So Caterham was the one... Find it?
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me, Woklamat.
Aw, she is adorable. It's gonna take me some time to get used to my face, the updated version. The good thing is, there is a Fantasia quest that I can use. I need to do some adjustments. Alright. On we go to Tuliyollal. Or are we gonna have issues on the way? I think we're gonna have issues on the way. Well, they can't warn us about it being a dangerous voyage without having something happen. Or maybe I can just run around and talk to people.
Smooth sailing so far?
Yeah.
Aye, so far so good. But this sea, she's a fickle one. Calm one moment, blowing a gale the next.
I'll take my rest while I can then.
Probably a good idea.
We left port what seems an age ago now, and we've seen naught but open water ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I knew Tural was far, but it's another thing to really know. Speaking of which, some of our fellow passengers have made this trip before. Several times, in fact. I was able to learn a few things about Tuliyollal and the right of succession.
I wonder if, like, this guy will matter. We
Since
linger
still
in him
have
a
long
lot.
way to go, why not have a chat with them yourself?
Yes!
I'm sure you have questions of your own.
Yes, please. Let me run around the boat. I wanna look around.
Did you look out across these same waters, Grandfather?
The music is so good. Are you gonna let me run around the boat? Yes! Alright, time to talk to everybody. Look at everything. We have crystals. What do you say, Kyle? Have you spoken with our shipmates? Tural is still a good distance away, and it might be a pleasant way to pass the time. Let's see. Alice, how you doing? I can feel my edges start to dull on those long sea voyages. How about some light sparring later? Oh, lovely, yes. Fonnientane. Oh, this will be my first visit to Tural. Fonnientane's the name. I was working at Stames Aesthetics in Ulda, you see, but my employment with them came to an end. Oh, sounds like there's some story there. That's why I visited Sharlayan in the hopes of starting over. While I was attempting and failing to find a new job, I seized a chance to board the vessel when I overheard the room for another passenger had suddenly opened up. I'm told the Dawn Servant welcomes all regardless of origin, and so Tuliyollal seems like the perfect place to begin anew. What did you do? Hopefully things will be better this time. What did you do? Dude. I wonder what the city will be like. See, it's always worth talking to them again, if possible, to see, like, if they have extra dialogue. Self-assured trader. Hello. An adventurer, I presume. I'm a merchant myself, based in Ulda. Specialty imports and export. Eorzea and Turali both. If this is your first time crossing the salt, as they say, do remember that the social mores of Eorzea are not necessarily the same as those over yonder. Consider this, it's not uncommon for the various races to be referred to instead by the names of a certain clan. For the Mikote, the Hetsaro, the Hrothgar, the Sabral, not because every member of a given clan is of the same race, mind, but because many individuals of said race are associated with the clan. A fair assumption in certain cases, but take care not to give offense. Thank you. The goods I'm bringing over to the trip are a rare sight to Tural, so I expect to make a decent profit. The local merchants are an agreeable folk. Why did we emphasize agreeable? Hey Alfie! I'm told this vessel has been equipped with a barrier generator to protect it from storms. A reassuring thought, though I nevertheless pray there will be no need for it. Oh, that's probably what the crystals are for. What do you say, Svarti sailor? Did you want to make a wager? We're taking bets on who will be sat next in the Dawn Servant's shiny chair. There are 4 claimants in the right of succession, your young Wuklama being one of them, of course. But from what Mamulja bloke was telling us, the other 3 are all strong contenders. Not too many keen to risk their coin on the 3rd promise. Oh, so she's seen as kinda inferior of a choice, or like as a contender. Wait, I recognize you. You're the champion of Eorzea. If the 3rd promise has you on her side, then that shifts the odds a fair bit. I might have to change my bet. You should. I'd heard Erinville was looking for a passage to Tuliyollal, so I managed to squeeze his party aboard one of our charter vessels. As fortune would have it, we had just scheduled an expedition to Tural. Oh, so you're the one who actually got us on the ship. Thank you. My story? Well, since you asked, I wanted to retrace the historic journey of the great Kettenram. You know, the first Eorzean to set foot on Tural almost 80 years ago. Only 80 years, though. That is not a long time. The Mamulja leader is said to have welcomed Kettenram with open arms and sent him home with a bounty of silverware as a token of their friendship. But the real treasure was the crop he brought back, potatoes, tomatoes and corn, which spread across Eorzea like wildfire. His grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. Also, potatoes come from Tural? The tales say that Kettenram returned to Tural several times after that, but his ship vanished during his last recorded voyage, and he was never heard from again. That even a seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end is testimony to the ocean's peril. Oh, I wonder if we learn more about Kettenram. And then we have this one, a Mamulja. I see you in Eorzea before. You great and famous hero. Gah, I've had enough of playing the simpleton. There was a time when we took a great pain to maintain the deception, but with more of your Eorzeans coming to Tural, it becomes impractical. Wait, so you just pretend to not be able to speak our language? Besides, my mercenary days are over. Too many of our warband have fallen, and so we've head home to lick our wounds. Some parts of Tural are said to be so remote that not even Kettenram made it to them. If I could explore those places, then perhaps I become even more famous than him. I mean, he did find a continent, so... I look forward to a long soak in the hot springs of Urqopacha, and no complaints when I dance the bathing dance. What is the bathing dance? Oh, hey, Vuklamat. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Oh, sweetheart. Alright. Did you learn anything of interest? Oh, plenty of things of interest. The guy who found the place, like the first Eorzean to make his way across, that's quite interesting. Oh, I hadn't heard about the clan names. We should have Vuklamat and Erenwil teach us the ones we should know. Actually, I'm getting a little chilly up here on the deck. Let's all gather in the cabin. Okay. In the cabin. The music is so nice. And there we get the storm.
We're in for a proper storm, it seems.
Yeah. Please don't puke. Please don't puke.
How's your stomach? Any better?
I don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick.
Uh-huh. I like
just
to pretend that
feeling
too.
A little nauseous is all.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
Erenville, you were born in Tural, yes? Do many Viera live there?
The Shatona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Shaktural.
And your family?
I know nothing of my father, not even his name. As for my mother...
Okay, there's some story behind this mom, but what is this?
We're in the teeth of the narrow, lads. Reef that sail before the mast snaps.
What?
Oh dear.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Only elders on watch. This wind's too strong to take in your sail. Man falling off the mast. We need help. Get him below decks first. Quickly, before he's washed overboard.
Do we?
We should lend what aid we can.
Yeah. We want to help them, right? How about we send, like, the taller people out? I am tiny. And probably easier for me to fly off the ship.
I have not seen the ocean rage with such fury before or since. The heaving waves tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling. The dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself.
Yeah, that would have been bad. Okay, see the crystals, they're using that for the
Meanwhile,
thing.
our champion rushed to deploy the vessel's magical defenses, and thereby shield us from the lightning.
Ooh.
What an extraordinary life she must lead to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease.
I mean, we have fought Leviathan. We dealt with a similar device there.
Vuklamat, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts, though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress.
Poor thing. She's so seasick.
By the time the unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent, and we had yet to even glimpse the shores of Tural.
Everyone is looking kind of seasick.
In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
It looks like the storm has passed at least. Did you guys just leave me here? I'm not even propped up against the wall, guys. Does this mean we found land? They're having a lot of fun with the cinematic this time around. Like the camera angles and stuff. Oh, that's a good omen. If you get seabirds, that means you're near land. I like that they have blue feet. I forget the name of the species, but they're
Morning.
really pretty.
Joining us for some fresh air?
Yes! You didn't wake me.
Seems my belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground. Ugh. Can't be much farther now, can it?
Hopefully not. I feel so sorry for her.
Seabirds.
Mm-hmm.
Land must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
In other good news, I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Good news indeed. If all's well, then we needn't delay in launching the landing boat. Ships have to lower anchors some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliyollal's coasts. Come.
That would be unfortunate. That's how we end up on the small ship.
Ha! We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway.
Thanks for the ride. You were pretty
If anything,
epic.
it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm. As a matter of fact, everyone's starting to fancy your chances in the contest. At this rate, we won't be able to lay wagers no more.
Then I better not let you down. Easy, stomach. Easy.
Poor thing.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's shove off, shall we?
Yes. Let's go to Tural. I wanna see the new world. Oh, there we got the trailer. And the benchmark. Intro both.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
Yeah.
There, look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. To my home, Tural.
So she can take her hat off. I kind of liked her with both, with and without a hat. She's just so pretty. I'm really happy with how the Hrothgals are looking so far. Tural, Tuliyollal. Very peppy music. Oh, she's still sick. Poor thing. This music feels almost fitting for like a Mendeville questline.
Gods, I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
Is that a... No. I've never seen Vanu feathers in that color before.
You'll find much here you never knew existed. There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tuliyollal are still few and far between.
That might mean they might also
And
not know of
as
us.
we don't build seafaring ships, only a handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Mamulja sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorzea.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Why do they play the fools though? It's so weird.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out or...
Oh,
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
oh, there's some people coming over.
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
Yes.
We are.
Our nation is soon to hold a right of succession to choose its next dawn servant. We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tuliyollal?
I can answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid.
Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well. Of course.
Please, accept our apologies.
No need to bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
Yeah. Like, this is a good thing.
We'll be continuing our patrol then.
It is kind of funny though to have, like, speak to Mamuljas that are not pretending to be dumb.
Well, well, you really are a figure of authority here.
I mean, she is a princess.
Are you suggesting I don't look the part? Anyway, first things first. I bid you welcome to Tuliyollal.
I need to walk around the city. Oh! Oh! Oh, hello. I'm so, this is horrifying. We have like just a weird monstrosity of players over here. Hi Kryle, what do you say? I wonder what kind of trouble those soldiers are expecting. Uglamat? It's so nice to feel the familiar breeze again. I wasn't sure my stomach would make it. Yeah. Alice? What an amazing city. As lively as Ul'dah and even more colorful. According to Erinville, the Vanu I thought I saw belonged to a clan known as the Hanu Hanu. It seems they share more than a physical resemblance. Yeah, there's no, like, NPC in this horror show of players, is there? You see, like, all of the minions as well are just showing up. Well, despite the storm's effort for the contrary, here we are, safe and sound. Yes. And I can go above level 90. You have arrived in Tuliyollal. You can return to the city at any time by speaking with a swarthy sailor in the Scholar Harbour in Eorzea. Or we see an Aetherite. So, I'll be right back, Erinville. Give me a second. I'm gonna go attune. I have learned my lesson from previous playthroughs. This place is so pretty. Oh, look at these lights. This has to be so pretty at night. First Aetherite on a new continent. Are you a lord person? Welcome to Tuliyollal. You are the adventurer Wuglamat recruited to her entourage, yes? If there's anything you wish to know, I am at your service. Oh, new favorite person. I always like that there are these lore people scattered around the place. What do you do here? It is unobvious. Is it not obvious at a glance? Then again, perhaps an Eorzean would be unfamiliar with Mamulja culture. I am of the Buneva tribe. And like most of my kin, I specialize in matter of the arcane. As soon as I came of age, I left my hometown of Mamuk and journeyed all across Tural to hone my skill. That gave me some much needed perspective on the world around me. I considered traveling to Eorzea next, but I took quite a liking to Tuliyollal, and so I plan to remain to make use of my magic here. What manner of place is this? Tuliyollal is the beating heart of Tural that the Dawn Servant would call home. It got a start about 80 years ago when the newly crowned Dawn Servant decided to build a town centered on Yok'yu Temple ruin. Oh, so we discovered this place about 80 years ago, and Tuliyollal was formed around the same time, though it sounds like Tuliyollal was formed a little bit before, considering I think the adventurer met the Dawn Servant? Yok'yu Temple ruins. Those are the tall people, I think. By implementing a medley of techniques from all different Tural cultures, the Tuliyollal style of architecture was born. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah? By the way, have you heard of that Gulul Jaja is stepping down as a Dawn Servant? I suppose he just wants to live out his final years in peace. In any case, I hope you're excited for an ascension ceremony. It ought to be quite a spectacle. I like the music here. It is so chipper. Of course, like, we get fog as soon as I arrive in the new world. Alright, Wuglamat. I'm gonna get my first weapon. I think though my current weapon is like, yeah, 665. While being on solid ground has improved Wuglamat's mood, her stomach appears to be lagging behind. Oh no. Oh sweetheart. Right then, first thing first. Please don't puke. Still a bit queasy. No more boats for a while. Sounds like a plan. I realize we've just arrived, but we should get you familiar with the city before the rite of succession begins. Good idea. No argument here. I should very much like to explore. Then I'll guide you. Are you sure you're in any condition to do so? Oh, more people. Ah, we were wondering who these strange folk were. So the third promise has found herself some new followers then. Followers? Wuglamat, are you unwell? Lies. No, not at all. It couldn't be better. The third promise does not get seasick. No, sir. As for my hand-picked entourage here, I've recruited them to help me win the rite of succession. I was about to show them around the city, in fact. That sounds lovely. But if a group of foreigners is going to attract attention, especially if they're in the company of the third promise, everyone will be curious. We certainly were. Is that an issue? Your siblings have tendency to, command a respectful distance, but you're just so easy to approach. Oh, that's a good thing for a leader. And I enjoy it so much when you do. Please don't ever worry that you're a bother to me. You are very kind. Good day to you, third promise. That's a very good leader. If the people feel comfortable speaking to her, that is good. They did have a point. Wuglamat is technically royalty here, like it or not. A person of her station surrounded by this many outsiders is bound to draw a crowd. Wait, what do you mean technically? I suggest we move in 2 groups, so to attract less attention. Just technically ignoring me then? Malisity, you and Kyle can come with me. Yes. I'll take the twins then. We'll get in touch once we've had a good look around. The voyage was hard on all of us, so take it slow and recuperate. We have time enough for that. Enjoy your wandering. Perhaps we should wait a bit, at least until Wuglamat nausea subsides. No need for that. Look, I'm ready to go. Ugh. Oh, poor thing. Tell you, the like jazz music in Tuliyollal is not what I expected at all. Tuliyollal isn't going anywhere. Let's give Wuglamat a little more time. I'm fine now, really. Can't stand around all day feeling sorry for myself. What with the contest looming and all? Now then, seeing as we're already here, I might as well tell you about the harbour. Erinwell already mentioned the reefs in our coastal waters, which explain why you don't see any big ships moored at the docks. Only vessels with shallow drafts can navigate the bay. mostly small fishing boats or barges ferrying cargo up and down the river from inland settlements. Most of the incoming traffic is from Tuliyollal, the southern landmass. The clans there produce various goods for export. Their wares are unloaded here and carted off to the merchant stall in the neighboring markets. Speaking of which, Bayside Bevy should be our next stop. Yes, okay, they're accompanying me. Perfect. Getting a conversation point tutorial. Okay, first thing, let me just shimmy you guys out of the horde of players. Let's talk. Wandering around the city is so exciting. Unfamiliar wonders everywhere we look. What do you say? Tuliyollal is like my own garden. I could lead you around with my eyes closed if this tour were a ship. I would plain sailing all the way. Except you would definitely puke. Ugh, the word ship alone is enough to curdle my stomach. Let's not say ship then. Okay, that's the map of the city. We have a conversation point over here. I don't see any like bonus conversation points on the way. The city is actually quite big. Why the jazz music though? It's really pleasant. It's just so not what I expected. This is Bayside Bevy, Tuliyollal largest market. Being right on the harbour, everything from fresh fish to imported wares go directly to the shelves. Anything you want, they most likely have. Ooh, I would like to check out the merchant. Alright, I should mention, here in Tuliyollal, we buy things with Pel, a currency that the Pelupelu created. But don't worry, more and more trade is coming from Eorzea, so most shops are happy to accept your gil. There are also Vakumeki, another market to the east of here, but that can wait for another time. I have other places I want to show you first. Next, we'll head back a bit, then northward up the stair to a certain plaza. Yeah, I can't wait to see how the look on your faces. Alright, now we're at the Aetherite. What do you think of that, eh? Goodness me, you have an Aetherite in Tuliyollal? I think I told you before, but my brother Koana spent 3 years studying in Sjarlayan. He fell in love with the nation and its ways and brought back to us the knowledge of Aetherite construction. Papa warmed to the idea at once, had one built immediately. Did you do the tuning thing? If you're ready to continue, we'll head down again and then up the slope to the side. Right at the top is the gate which leads to Saktural. Let's make a stop at Bright Bloom Post on the way though. That's the headquarters for the Landsguard. Alright, are there any dialogue? There is a dialogue point on the way this time. Alright. I walked around the lower part of the city a little bit, checked out the merchants and such. Nothing like I desperately wanted to buy, but there are okay equipment in the store. They did have a white version of the necklace I have on right now, which is kind of nice. I will probably end up buying that to put in my glamour dresser. Discuss Tuliyollal elevation. Trudging up and down all these slopes and stairs is exhausting. I understand now where Vuklamat gets her endless endurance. Well, we also have very short legs next to her. We have a lot of narrow winding streets that crawl up sides of the mountain. As you can see though, the builder made sure the city main thoroughfare were wide enough to accommodate wagons. That's a good idea. Any other places to talk? No, so we are going to Ekvavai Plaza. There is so many people. I always love, like, I love launch day. And that's basically what this is. Even though it's just early access. I always used to love it in WoW because you could see so many people just having fun. And it's no different. Like, it's no different here. The chat is being, like, the city chat is being very active of people just being silly. And I adore it. Here we are, Bright Bloom Post. The soldiers stationed here are responsible for defending Tuliyollal and preserving the peace. The Landsguard are led up by our nation's strongest warrior, and so naturally, Papa has commended them since the beginning. At least until 3 years ago, when Sur Al-Jah took over as commander. The title is not empty honor, it means the first promise is considered equal to the Dawn Servant in martial strength. Ooh. Meanwhile, I haven't even managed to. Well, I'll discuss my brother and their accomplishments later. Alfino and Alice should be around around to hear it too. Come on, it's time I showed you the Sky Gate. It's right at the northern end of the Talon March. Alright. So this is where the Landsguards are. It's interesting. Vuklamat wears the same axe the Landsguards wear. So he's wearing a very typical, like, warrior's axe for this region. As you can see, these are all using the same axe. Kinda marks her as a not very notable or special combatant. This is the Sky Gate. That's a big door. Massive, isn't it? And on the other side is an equally massive bridge to match. Both were constructed by a race of giants, the Yok'yu. Strictly speaking, Tural is actually two separate continents. Yok-Tural, the southern land of the mother, and Sak-Tural, the northern land of the father, which lie beyond the bridge. And then we have the waterfall just going there down into the crack in the ocean. Sorry, my brain is very occupied with the, like, hole in the ocean. Legends say it used to be one great landmass, but long, long ago, the two gods fought a titanic battle, and when one threw the other to the ground, the impact was so devastating as to split the continent in twain. A familiar-sounding tale. I am put in mind of the conflict between Hydaelyn and Zodiac, right? But getting back to Sak-Tural, those lands are also part of Tuliyollal nation, correct? That's right. Isn't my father incredible? He united the people of two continents into a single nation. The many clans of Tural had been at war for generations. It was only when Papa traveled the land and put a stop to their myriad conflict that we finally had peace. And that's the main reason I want to win the throne, so I can preserve the peace he built. I can definitely be on that side. But I see you're more interested in what's behind the gate than hearing about my aspiration. Crossing the bridge to Sak-Tural requires a special travel pass. Unfortunately, they won't issue any permit until the rite of succession is over. I promise to get you one when I'm Dawn Servant, but until then, you'll just have to wait. Ah. Then I'll make sure you win. Mark my word. Because I need to go over there. Solution 9 is over there. You really mean that? Woe to anyone who stands between you and adventure. It's just in my nature. I want to see everything. Tired from all this walking? Take a moment to rest and we'll continue the tour. Kinda interesting because he's not the character. The quest character. When I speak to her, people pop into existence again. We must have covered half the city by now. Tuliyollal is unlike any other place I visited. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. Oh, the same here. Oh my gosh, that hat is massive. What is this weapon gonna look like? Is it gonna be pretty? It is dyeable. And okay, how does it dye? Also, can I please wear clothes when I'm not terrible? Making it white is not bad. Oh, then I can change the color of the palms as well. Gotta say, the new dye system with the dual dyes, it's definitely gonna give a lot more options. But I don't have any of the dyes on me. I threw them on my retainer. Urqopacha is ready to commence the second half of your Tuliyollal tour. We'll head west next towards the Arch of the Dawn. The dirigible landing is on the way. You have dirigibles too? Tuliyollal certainly doesn't want for methods of travel. We get by. Now, if you see enough of this area, let me know and we'll continue on. Creating stories are often rooted in true events. Given the similarity, could it be that Tuliyollal legend was inspired by Hydaelyn's clash with Zodiark? I mean, Hydaelyn and Zodiark had to have fought somewhere. Is this the battleground? Is this where the sundering happened? And is that why we have a hole in the ocean? Maybe. The Arch of the Dawn is on the other side of the city, so speak up if you see something that interests you on the walk. Alright, they're traveling with us again. I'm guessing we're gonna have some talk points on the way. I'm still struggling to conceive how one could construct an entire city on the side of a mountain. This was originally the site of Yokyu Temple. The giant built it when they were first making the bridge to Saktural, to appease the god who slumbers in the great ocean trench. After Yokyu withdrew, the temple stood empty for centuries, so when Papa was establishing his new nation, he saw a structure he could refurbish into a palace, sitting practically in the center of Tural. Clever. He gathered artisans to do the work, and the houses they built for themselves became the foundation of the city you see today. Speaking of houses, we'll be passing through the Resplendent Quarter, the biggest residential district in Tuliyollal. We climb these sets of stairs here, all the way up. Oh, nice. So this was once a place of worship. The Yokyu seem a fascinated people, but I've not seen any in the city. I wonder when we will have the chance to meet them. Yeah. The stairs leading to the peak can get pretty steep. Careful you don't fall. I've been one step away from death more than a few times. Ugh. Like, these stairs are not fair, Urqopacha. This is cruel against Lalafels. They're like half my size. I'm guessing this is the palace. Papa's palace is called Voloksonsha, which is roughly translated to invincible resilience. You probably want to take a closer look, but we'll be coming back later. Let's move on for now. Alright. I'll accept that. The sheer scale of this place is incredible. I wonder what that carving at the top represents. That's a good question. It has like faces and stuff. Huh. Actually, it also seems to be like on their banner as well. So this is the Resplendent Quarter? What manner of people live here? Oh, we have residents from all the Yoktural clans. Mambulja, Sabral, Pelepelu, Moplin, Hanu. We also have Tonavavta, Hetsaro and Shitona, who moved south from their ancestral land in Saktural. in essence, is a gathering of people from every corner of Tural. A true representation of Tuliyollal diverse character. The adornment on the east building contribute to the eclectic cultural aesthetic. Is also beautiful. I'm glad you think so. Come, we continue down the stairs. Did that update your dialogue? One only needs to look at children playing for a sense of how peaceful things must be here. You might hear that Hayur in Tural referred to as Tonovavta, one of our major clans. As for Erinville, he belongs to a Viera clan known as the Shetona. Ah, okay, good to know. Yes. Look at that thing. It is a huge drum. That big drum there is called the Dawn's Herald. They play it in formal occasions, like when honoring the Landsguard return from a dangerous duty. Oh, nice. I tried hitting it with my axe once and ripped the skin. Earned me a proper scolding. Let me tell you, I think that was the time Papa held me upside down by the ankle. Oh, that sounds hilarious though. I have never seen such an enormous drum. What would one even use to beat such an instrument? Apparently not an axe. That's for sure, not an axe. I think not streaming this was the right choice, simply because I'm taking a while just to get through this quest. It's just, I want to look at everything. Alpacas. Oh, it's sleeping. Look at them. Oh. They are so fluffy. Oh my gosh. Look at them. Oh, I need an alpaca mount so bad. Thankfully, there is an alpaca mount, but I need it so bad. And there are our dirigibles. Not bad, eh? Oh, the flying things, yeah. I hear other nations use airship to sail the skies, but you'll only find balloons in Tuliyollal. We have them for the exact same reason as Aetheryte. Koana bought back the plans from Sherlian and Papa thought them fantastic and commissioned their construction. This was around 3 years ago. Since that time, we've added flight to other settlements. Trade with frontier communities has never been easier. But that's enough about dirigibles. The Ark of Dawn awaits. Koana really brought a lot of good things back. That's nice. Balloons are all well and good, but flying through the air is not for me. It's not that I'm afraid, of course, it just seems unnatural. You're afraid. Hearing about dirigibles reminds me of Ixal and their flying vessels. But where's their design use several bladders? It seems the Tural crafted rely on one large envelope to lift them into the air. Oh, look at this. All the insides are so pretty and I want this lamp from my house. It is so nice. This is the other exit. This is the Ark of the Dawn. When the Giants were still here, it was known as the Yogg-Tura Landgate, but when Papa founded Tuliyollal, everyone began using its present name in honor of his great achievement. Through this gate is Kosamuka, the wetland south of the city. Depending on what the right of succession asks of us, we might end up going in this direction. Kosamuka. The name alone is intriguing. Speaking of which, what were those fluffy animals we passed earlier? The alpacas. They are so cute. Ah, those are alpacas. Fearsome four-legged fiends. They have spit on you, haven't they? Fearsome? They seem quite placid to me. You'll learn soon enough, Kyle. You'll learn soon enough. They have spit on you, haven't they? But forget the alpacas. I have something far more important to show you. Come along. How can you forget the alpacas? Oh, they're not traveling with me anymore? I love the fact that we have the umbrella thing, because this looks so neat. We can see all the different umbrellas people prefer. Black seems to be a very popular color. Is Kyle here somewhere? There she is. Are these pillars what Wuglamad wanted to show us? Ooh. Do they like tell a story? Okay, let's talk to her and then take a look at them. If you wish to learn the history of Tuliyollal, then look no further. These stone pillars, you mean? Yes, it seems to be. Oh god. Wuglamad! Wuglamad! There you are! Hey, this spot captures Kryle's attention. Yeah. Kryle regards the stone pillars curiously. What is special about these pillars, if I may ask? At a glance, they might look like ordinary stone decoration, but if they take a really good look, you'll see there's something much more interesting. Well, okay, let me take a look at them on my own first. We have some sort of a person here. This looks like it might be the Dawn Servant speaking to someone. Speaking to different people. These might be the giants. These are the Moglins. Oh, these are the giants. Alright, giants are way bigger than I thought. Oh, but this one is empty. Why? He's fighting? Making a deal with something or speaking with somebody. Like, it looks like it's the tale of him finding peace with everyone. That's the Hanu Hanu. And I don't know. Might be Hrothgar? The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duties. Give me a second. It's the pillar that's empty that I find quite curious. Pictures. Wait, no, these are glyphs. They seem to tell a series of stories, many of them featuring a two-headed Mamulja. Oh, then this must be... That is right. It followed the exploits of my father, Kuluk Jaja, and his journey to unite our lands. We call it the Tuliyollal saga. The deeds he performed and the bond he forged, all immortalized in stone. There's no better way to learn how Tuliyollal came to be. Study them as long as you like. Thank you. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh. I can look at Wuklamat. The 4 stones closest to us cover the first half of Papa's travel. Let's start with those. Okay. Let's go Lay of Reeds. Here we have the Lay of Reeds. This is the story of when Papa visited the Hanu Hanu in the village in Kosamuka. The people Alfino mistook for the Vanu Vanu, if not for the colorful plumage. He spent a fair bit of time amongst the Vanu in the Sea of Clouds, so it's no surprise he took an interest in your countrymen. I don't know how it is with your Vanu, but our Hanu are bright and cheerful sort. They hold this one festival every year. Very famous and a lot of fun. Oh, nice. This pillar tells the lay of the Brotherhood. It depicts the scene where Papa granted an audience to the foreign explorer, Cat something. I can never remember the name. You mean Cattenram? Ah, so I'm guessing Cattenram was Rokedin. Ah, that's the one. Cattenram, arrival in Tural, is what prompted Papa to embark on his own journey. It's said the two grew to be close friends, brothers in spirit if not in blood, but no one knows what became of the explorer in later years. Cattenram disappeared is a mystery in Eorzea as well. The records say he travelled between our lands and yours for a while, but then it's assumed he was lost at sea. I think maybe he wasn't. This one recounts the lay of repast. As you can probably tell, the figure depicted here is of the Sebral, like me. For decades, the Sebral and the Mamulja were at war for control of the forests of Yaktel. The action Papa took to end that conflict have since been hailed as the first steps in the founding of Tuliyollal. There is a clan of Hrothgar in Bosia known as the Hellions. In their society, the women rule as queens, and the men serve as devoted subjects. Yet here in Tural, Sebral men and women appear to be of equal status. How dramatically culture can vary with location. I do actually like how dramatically the cultures can vary in Final Fantasy. That each race isn't just like one unified culture. Depending on where you go, they have their own culture and history. It makes it far more interesting and realistic. Let's see, this one is Lay of Pots, which depict the moblins of Kosamuka. They might wear odd masks and sound weirdly muffled when they talk, but the gold and the silver work they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin goods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Clearly the Vanu aren't the only people with distant Turali counterparts. No, indeed not. If you're done with the first half, we can move on to the second. Yes. We're gonna end with this one. What do you say, Wuklamat? And these 4 comprise the rest of the saga. Alright. Lay of Gold. The Lay of Gold, this pillar shows one of the Pelu Pelu, whose homeland is Urqopacha. Having created our currency, the Pelu are rightfully known as the merchant clan. They oversee Tuliyollal market, and their travelling peddlers are a common sight, no matter where you go in Tural. Don't let their size fool you. They may be mistaken as children, but beneath those beaked masks, they are clever and calculating traders. I mean, I'm a Lalafell. We're also easily mistaken for children. Doesn't make us any less dangerous. Lay of Proof. The Lay of Proof. That big fellow is of the Yokyu, the largest of Tural's people. These giants wanted to use their great size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Tural. Having brought the southern reaches to heel, they then turn northward, setting their sights on Saktural. You'll recall that massive bridge they built beyond the Skygate. Sometime after launching the northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the land they've conquered and withdrew into the mountains of Urqopacha. I've never even seen any of their kind so much as set foot in the city. This was a people with the power and resourcefulness to raise a temple on a mountaintop and build a bridge across the sea with stone. What would move them to renounce their ambition and their place in Turali history? That is a good question. Why build all of this and then just go like, nah? Lay of Ice. Oh, this one is my favorite. The Lay of Ice. It depicts the battle with the legendary Tural Vitral, Valigarmanda. I should explain, Tural Vitral is a creature that has lived far beyond his usual lifespan and awakens to preternatural power. Tatru described the Far Eastern Auspice in a similar fashion. Could this be the same phenomenon? Valigamanda itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a name earned for the destruction and terror it visited upon Tural every time it stirred from a slumber. But 80 years or so ago, its ruined reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Papa and his comrades managed to overcome the raging Vidral and sealed it away in the Urqopacha mountain. Despite his reputation, however, Valigarmanda is also a symbol of power. That's why you'll see his likeness on Tuliyollal national emblem and adorning the banner at the palace. That sounds kinda cool. What's the deal with the blank pillar, though? Oh, this one is unmarked. Papa says he left a blank pillar for the next chapter of Tuliyollal history. Whatever that might mean. Oh, that's clever. Had your fill of history then? Yes, thank you. That was very pleasant. He is a very good tour guide. Glad to hear it. You know, I feel awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprises there, seeing as I couldn't keep anything down for a while. But now, I think I'm ready to eat again. So, let's go and have ourselves a bite of a local delicacy. Come, I'll take you to the best restaurant in the city. I like the sound of that. Yes. Let's go. Get some tacos. What a lovely establishment. I'm reminded of the Bismarck in Limsa. Have you ever had tacos? They're Tuliyollal classic. You bake a crunchy shell made from corn flour and fill it with meat and salad. A lot of shops and stalls sell them, but I like how they're made here at Sabal. Ooh. We're gonna have interesting times with the name. Sabalaya tea the best. Sabalaya. And I need one right in front of me, right now. Let's head downstairs and place order with old Brukevu. I do apologize if I mispronounce a lot of things. I have trouble with pronunciations to begin with, and these are just challenging words for me. But I don't think any of you came here for my amazing pronunciations of anything. Where is Kryl? Where is Kryl? Every dish looks delicious. At the risk of sounding like Wuklamad, the mere sight of such fine cuisine is making me ravenous. This is Brukevu, the owner. Don't let his unassuming appearance fool you when it comes to making tacos. He is the greatest artisan in all of Tural. Am I supposed to talk to you? Yes.
Brukevu!
Voice acting!
My companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Just one?
Right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Aren't tacos usually like tiny?
Did you hear the silver scales are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
Oh no.
Aye. And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
Seems more than us are looking for the Gold
The
City.
legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale. Like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
Right. So it has to exist. I mean, also, Emmett Selk would not mention it if it didn't exist. That's just not how it works.
Now to find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy spoils.
Yes. Did we get enough for the other group as well?
Oh,
Why? Why you do that?
oh.
Oh.
If it isn't the third promise.
That's the one of the competitors.
No.
Who is? Wanna introduce us?
I don't know these ones. New salt. Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother.
I didn't realize the other had to
That's
talk.
it. Wuklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
Was there something you wanted, Bakul Jaja?
The third promise remembers us! Such an honor. Glory on your name, brother.
That is so creepy. The other head is so creepy.
And on yours, brother.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
No, not this one.
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family. Unlike the sneevling housecut, we are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Golul Jaja as Dawn Servant.
All peoples are equal in Tuliyollal. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
That's probably not allowed. Uklamad, calm yourself.
None of this has any bearing on the right of succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
Exactly.
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense. Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
Listen to me, you.
Yep, I hate them. They cannot win.
Two-headed Mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo,
Okay.
the Bunewa,
Oh.
and the Dopro. Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubigo and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Which is why they're seen as
Blessed
special.
siblings indeed.
Forget them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. New set of tacos.
Enjoying your tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest. As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we meet you there?
The palace it is. I'll let Urqopacha know.
Aw, no tacos?
Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
So it goes.
But I wanted to try the tacos. What do you say, Urqopacha? Urqopacha's loving-made taco went to waste, and it's all that Brutus Bakul Jaja's fault. Indeed. I was looking forward to trying some authentic Tuliyollal cuisine, but we should hurry and join Alfino and the others at the palace. Alright, it's a bit of a climb to the top, but you can head up from here, from the Resplendent Quarter, or even the eastern side of Tolmarks, if you prefer. Now that you have an idea how the city's laid out, I'll let you find your own way to Volokshunsa. Oh, my poor empty belly. Poor thing. Oh, here we have everyone. There are so many narrow winding streets. But even if you get lost, all you have to do is keep heading up and you'll arrive at the palace eventually. The food is amazing. A passing Mamulja let us try a fruit called cherimoya and was just sublime. We saw a two-headed Mamulja on our way here. Another claimant in the right of succession according to Erenville. Yep, seems to be like the asshole. Very well. Wait, there you are. No. Please? Hello. Do you have a better feeling of the city now? It's kind of funny with the things like popping in and out of existence. Urqopacha. You made it. Good. Then we are all here. I'm still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted colibri, but the contest won't wait for us forever. Yes. Oh, what does the new reward look like? Also, what do you say? Oh, I could ask Namiko to cook me something afterwards. Upon speaking to Erenville, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Yep. Let's do this. I am curious if now, with the start of the competition, if you get to see, like, Thancred and Uri and Jay. I've acquainted the twins with the city as the best I could in a short time. The unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably, something would catch their eye, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate. It was like herding a pair of unruly cowards. I understand all too well. Sierra Lane had the same effect on me. Right then, now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home and meet the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there's no telling what we might be in for. What do you mean? I know in the trailer we're like fighting him. Are we gonna have to fight him? Also, wasn't like... Sounds like there is fighting. Wasn't Estinian fighting him in the trailer? Estinian! My friend! Yeah, we know this guy. Holy shit, Papa is big.
Estinian? When did he get here?
A lot of
What's the
echo.
point? Why is he here?
Oh, you know this man?
Yeah.
Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunperch to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
Neither can Estinian.
So the one Estinian is crossing blades with.
That would be the Dawn Servant. Oh. Yeah, I want to fight that.
That will do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter.
Aww. Hey, Estinian.
Know that you are the strongest I fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
Oh, he is nice. I like him.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that woman there.
Hi. I'll fight you. Just saying.
I see you, warrior.
I'm like the size of his toe or something.
We had no idea you meant to visit Tural.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
Yep. Estinian is a simple man.
Stop out. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
Wait,
I'm not sure I understand.
the other head is asleep?
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days.
Oh.
As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
Aww. That is sweet. I wonder if we ever get to see the other head.
Oh. When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Alanesh.
It's Erenville now, Dawn Servant.
Elenesh.
I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then. And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies.
Mm-hmm. I guess Estinian is gonna join that group.
Ha! All tempered steel. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
Okay.
Then I shall leave you to it.
No, you have to stay.
Good fortune, my friends.
Where do you think you're going? Alice, tackle him. I want to have Estinian join our team. It's gonna bring a good balance of a little bit more maturity. But he's still gonna be like, I don't know, dumb as bricks in his own way. Okay, that there becomes Bakul Jaja. Koana is there on the side with the green hair. And that is the first promise with the blue scales and feathers.
The claimants are assembled.
Okay.
The first promise, Zorolja. The second promise, Kona.
Oh, is it Kona?
The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja.
Don't act
You
like an
four
ass.
will compete in the right of succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away, and it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyollal is young, and so I look to the always for inspiration. The right of succession, the means by which the Autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest, but the Tuliyollal I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamulja at all. So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well.
He's a good dad.
Yet the
Good leader.
opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
Ew, don't spit.
You have us to compete against. Ah, though it seems the one head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Well, if the tournament was to become a claimant, that would have been really inappropriate.
Our brother was in Shock Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
He was already a contestant as well.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself.
I have a feeling Urian J and Thancred are going to be with
triumph in
Koana.
the right of succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yogg-Tural.
Mm-hmm.
And find the the City of Gold.
So you don't know where it is?
If I may, Father.
Speak, Kona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
I think he does.
Are you for us proof, my unbroken word? For I have seen it with my own 4 eyes.
Okay.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliyollal. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions. And we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same. But in order to achieve victory proper, you need to break the seal I put in place. Bring them.
Bring who? Or bring the seals? Oh, the story things.
The Tuliyollal saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth.
Okay.
Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
It is.
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge.
That would be cheating. You know where the city is.
Fight is tedious or nonsensical, or both. But I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
Okay.
A waste of time. Just name Bakunja as successor and be done with it.
You are gonna lose, dude. You're too arrogant.
The rite of cessation begins now. I'll be watching your progress with great interest. And Clemens, remember to collect your tablets before you leave.
Yes. Though I'm a little surprised that Urianger and Thancred did not show up here.
You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Kryl Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf. Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
No, not at this time.
Not at this time.
I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the right of succession. But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Yeah.
Very well, Dawn Servant. On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your Golden City. Thank you for hearing my petition.
You did good. Very proud of you. Now let's go find the city.
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galuf.
Aww. So he knew of her when she was younger. That is a lot of people.
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this?
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm. Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil. If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
No. No withdrawing, my dude.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend, and there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
No, I want to see where this journey leads.
So you are committed to your path?
Mm-hmm. No wavering now.
I will speak no more of it then. As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
So you're in? Oh, he is very popular.
Here they come! It's Eorzea! Such a fearsome mien. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliyollal's mightiest warrior.
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Eorzea. Take heart, tiller of the soil. The resilient son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
Is he too important to answer the guy himself?
Eorzea, the first promise and commander of the Landscape. Eorzea, the palaceer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Eorzea is indeed the natural child of Gulul Jaja.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion, common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children.
Oh.
Yet Eorzea was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire.
Ooh.
Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists.
He is the one?
This puts him in direct opposition to Urqopacha, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Eorzea, the warmonger.
I thought it was the two-headed one. Huh.
Cryon, are you alright?
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zoralja's ambitions.
Oh.
Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Yeah, we cannot let him in. Okay, there's Koana.
Second promise, you must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier. The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new. You have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Forgive me, but the right of succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
Okay, not bad. That was a pretty...
Plain spoken, as always. That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
No, that was a good response. I like that.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studium.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
Oh.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliyollal with every bright notion he learned of in Sharlia. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
Okay, he would not be a terrible leader. If Wuklamat does not win, I think Kona might be an alright leader. This guy though, no. No thank you.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser claimants.
Oh my god. Dude, no.
Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant. That my kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliyollal. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your fealty.
Yeah, he would be a terrible leader. People are terrified of him. That's not good.
Well said, brother.
Okay, so there are two guys who can definitely not win. But then...
Mamulja have finally found peace in Tuliyollal. I pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
Yeah, no surprise there.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself.
Yeah.
But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
Okay, so we got 2 and 2 on the can rule, cannot rule. Oh, Wuklamat. Oh, people left before she came. She's not very popular.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Turoli way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Yeah.
Until Tuliyollal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies, it's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life.
Hello.
I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
Aww.
I place our precious third promise into your care. The
Did you know Urqopacha was taking part in the rite of succession?
Of the Dawn's promise. I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
Can you be like
It's
a
fine.
little bit louder?
More than anyone. I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Aww.
Better? Urqopacha. I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling. Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika.
I mean, she truly cares about her nation and the people, like, very deeply.
Well, we ought to be on our way.
Like, her aspiration for the
Yes,
throne
hurry
is just to
along.
keep them
I
safe.
await word of your victory with bated breath.
Aww. He is so cute. He's absolutely adorable. Alright, Alfino. So Kona the second promise is intended on developing this country by means of Charlian innovation. Given his background, I suppose it should come as no surprise. Like, and I think that's not a bad thing. The two-headed claimant, Bakul Jaja, treats everyone around him as lesser being. No doubt he would try to elevate the Mabulja above other races, should he become Dawn servant. Not unlike how the Garlean Empire afforded special status to pure-blooded Garleans. Exactly, and that we cannot have. As you witnessed, Urqopacha has no great army of supporters. Not yet, at least. We will work on that. I know not what drives Zoralja, but it engulfs him like an inferno. Ooh. Well, so much for a brief reunion I had in mind. Papa is not one to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, of course, but others are often caught off guard in any case. We should talk about how we're going to find the City of Gold. All we have to work with are the 7 tablets and their connection to the Tuliyollal saga. Might I suggest first comparing the tablets against the pillars? We could check for any discrepancies between them. Ooh, Alfino, good idea. A good idea. Let's go and take a look. It's kind of funny, you can see who are in what place in the questline. These are clearly on the tour still. What do you say, Alice? I wasn't expecting everyone to progress that quickly, but I won't complain. The contest is the main reason we're here after all. Yeah. I won't give up until we find the Golden City, for Urqopacha as well as myself. Alright. Erinwil is there, Alfino is there, and Urqopacha is there. The preparation of intricately carved tablets for every claimant must have taken considerable effort and forethought. We should consider the weighty reminder that this contest is no light-hearted matter. At a glance they seem much the same. Alfie, do you see anything? That makes everyone. Urqopacha, the tablets if you would. Of course. So do we get to, like, compare them? Everyone has a tablet? Then let's compare them to the respective pillars. Keep an eye out for even the smallest difference. Alright. Which tablet do I get? Did I not get a tablet? Unless I'm missing something, the glyph appears to be identical. The only difference being that the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So now that we've established that the scenes are the same, where do we go from here? The Dawn servant said we were to retrace the path he walked in uniting Tural's people, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. Then we have answer here in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in Tuliyollal's saga. The event the glyphs portray, do we know the exact location where they took place? If one is close, we could go there and search for an elector. That would confirm we're on the right track. Let me think. The Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanu settlement. Papa took me there once. It was during festival season, and the whole village was alive with good cheer. Okay, we can start there. There's also the Lay of Gold. That one involves the Pelu Pelu village, which is about the same distance from here. Oh, this is where the path split to... So, not everybody is going in the same place. Before we go anywhere, we should ask around the road ahead. I heard a lot of talk as we toured the city about the storm passed through at sea. Apparently, it ravaged Tural several days ago. Since our roads are not as well paved as Eorzea, they are more susceptible to damage from natural disaster. If we want to avoid wasting time taking a dead-end trail, I suggest we spend a few moments making inquiries. Ah, that's a good thought. If it's information we need, just leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. Okay. Yeah. It would be prudent to ensure we prepare for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. Oh yeah, we get to see our new room. Exciting! I also need to drop off a new necklace I got. What do you say, Alfie? What comfort to have our lodging sorted in advance. It's quite nice. Wooglamat says he would bring the information to us. I wonder what he meant by that. Probably somebody who knows the roads. Oh, it's just lovely little cottages. And they're on the water. I can't wait to see the room. That's right, the reservation is on the Wooglamat's name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the third promise. Once you've finished organizing your gear, you meet us outside Sebalai Tie. Oh, these names. These are gonna take me a bit. Greetings, visitor to Tuliyollal, and welcome to Othard Cabins. Whenever you're ready, I'll show you to your room. Yes, please. Do we share a room or do I get a private room? Oh, tell me about the cabins. The 4 cabins were built some years ago to better accommodate our visitor from across the salt. In early days of Tuliyollal, the guest rooms were a little more than rickety boats moored at the pier. They were unpopular with travelers, to say the least, and the steady influx of trading ships necessitated the construction of our more modern facilities. One of Kuluk Jaja's own companion was himself a visitor from abroad. It is said that he likened the new built roofs to a line of ships' prows, and the interior to orderly cabins. Thus have they been named ever since. These days, we pride ourselves on running the finest accommodation in the city. I'm confident you shall find everything to your liking. Okay. Let's go see the cabin. Oh, it's big. Look at that. Oh, I can't jump off into the ocean. Okay, so we're in the first cabin from the look of it. Oh. This is so nice. It's like going to like a resort or something. Okay, this is where we're supposed to wait. And he's gonna bring somebody who knows the roads. It's probably a Pelu Pelu when you think about it. Trust you to be the keenest to head out, Malisity. Well, of course. But where are Erenville and Wuklamat, I wonder? Oh! So we found people from both tribes. Oh, good you're all here. Who might your companions be? Seeing as we need information, I thought who better to get it from than the locals. These two hail from the villages we're thinking to visit. Ooh. I give you credit for taking initiative, at least. What do you mean, at least? I am honored that the third promise would seek advice. I, too, am happy to answer your questions. Any encounter might be an opportunity to do business. Thank you both for your help. Before we begin, there will doubtless be other occasions when we need to act independently, so I brought these for the two of you. Oh, did he bring them the ear things? What is this? It's called a link pearl, a gemstone harvested from a special shell. When linked together, they allow people to communicate across great distances. Is that so? What a handy thing to have. It is. It will be very useful on our travels. Speaking of which, I should get back to introducing my two new friends here. Yes. Oh, okay. Is there a reason the Pelu Pelu all wear those masks? I don't know. Might be the same as the goblins. Who should we speak to first, do you think? Even up close, the Hanu are remarkably similar to the Vanu. Aside from those brilliant feathers, of course. Erenwell, any thoughts? Wuklamat may not be experienced or accomplished as her brothers, but she has an affinity for people. For her, finding those willing to cooperate is as simple as asking. But that is the sign of a great leader. Because you don't lead by being a warrior, you lead by knowing the people. Please ask anything, I'll be glad to tell you what I know. Okay. What a stroke of luck to force this connection to the palace. May it be beginning of a profitable partnership. You're very coin focused. I like you. Okay, how does this work, Wuklamat? The Tuliyollal saga feature a number of Tural clans. Two of those, the Hanu Hanu and the Pelu Pelu, have settlements relatively close to the city, so I brought a representative of each. As I mentioned before, the Hanu are a cheerful people who love their festivals. They make their appearance in the Lay of Reeds, and their home village, Okanu, is located in Kosamuka. The other smaller fellow is one of the Pelu, a clan of business-minded folk from Urqopacha. They appear in the Lay of Gold and craft all kinds of marvelous goods in Vakumpelo, their village. Now is for deciding which village to visit first. Why don't you put that adventurer instinct of yours to work for us, Malisity? Pick a destination. Okay, upon completing this quest, the main scenario will branch into two quest paths. Accepting the quest from the helpful Hanu will temporarily prevent you from accepting the quest from the approachable Pelu, and vice versa. The second quest path will become available from the respective NPC once you have completed the series of quests from the first path. Furthermore, story elements and quest reward will not be affected by your initial choice of path. Speak with the NPC you prefer and embark on the trail for the rite of succession. Ooh. Who to pick? I think I would like to visit the Pelu first. The quest to Kusamuka will become available once you've completed this quest series, beginning with the approachable Pelu. Yes. The approachable Pelu is awaiting your questions. What is it you would like to know? Our main concern was confirming the state of the roads ahead. As I recall, to reach Urqopacha, we depart from the Arc of the Dawn, then take the road west to the first fork. Should we be wary of anything along the way? That is indeed the way to Urqopacha. After the damage wrought by the recent downpour, however, we'll be doing more stumbling than walking. But do take heart. When it comes to rugged terrain, we have the most dependable solution available. Come with me. Llamas? Can we ride the llamas? We'll be back to talk to you in good time, friend Hanu. Meanwhile, you can eat and drink your fill at Sablaya Tie. It's all been arranged. Oh, that's really nice. It's like, we won't be taking on your quest right away, but we've made sure you have like accommodations and stuff. That is lovely. So I can order anything I like at Sablaya Tie? Anything? The third promise is so generous. The third promise is smart. What's this? Oh, now the side quests open up. Now, I will not be doing the side content in Let's Play format, but I will be doing lore stories on them. So don't worry about that. But for now, I'm gonna leave that be, so I can have something fun to do this weekend while I can't do any voiceovers, because I won't be home alone. So that will be my stuff to mess around with until Monday, when I can continue on with the main story. We're going there. Llamas! Llamas! The Pelu all being small is confusing enough, but those masks make it almost impossible to tell men from women, let alone guess at their age. The beast is sure-footed, that's for certain. Talking to the Pelu before we departed was a wise decision. I, for one, would rather not brave a treacherous, slippery trail on foot. Why did it have to be alpacas? Alright, Pelu, let's see. I introduce you to our most dependable companion, the alpaca. I was so right to go with the Pelu first, because it means we can do stuff with alpacas. These animals can traverse Urqopacha's steep mountain trails as if it were gentle fields, and all while carrying a heavy load. Our merchants would be lost without them. So they will film us the same needs as our chocobos back home. You don't have alpacas in Eorzea? No. Alpacas are native to Tuliyollal. Eorzea has its chocobos, and the eastern lands have their horses. Why go to the trouble of breeding another pack beast in a place which is ill-suited in qualities where it's not needed anyway? But must we ride these little monsters? I get the impression you aren't fond of alpacas? When I was small and being a bit naughty, I went around pulling on their wool. One of them spat on me, and it was the foulest stench you can imagine. I see. Serves you right. What are they like to ride? Alpacas bred as mounts are inquisitive and docile. Even those without experience find them easy to handle. That's good. We're really doing this then. Just don't pull at the wool. So, was my information useful to you? Yes, very helpful. Even if it wasn't what I wanted to hear. Good. I'll take payment now. You want me to pay you? I guess I should have expected as much from a Pelu merchant. Let me see what I have on me. The Pelu value the act of spreading joy through trade. As you should know, they take pride in making deals that benefit both parties. Oh, nice. I like them. Here you go, a fair price for your fair advice. Yes, I made a trade with the third promise herself. My friend will never believe that. I shall be on my way now. I wish you safe travels. Off you go then, and thank you. That's so sweet. I better not get spit on again. Just don't pull their wool. You brought that on yourself. Remain calm and gentle, and so will they. Yeah, just don't go yanking on their wool for no reason. I'm still not happy about this, but if we need to ride alpacas to reach Urqopacha, then that's what we will do. Alpacas! They're so cute. They're so fluffy. I would like to meet alpacas at some point. Oh, it's snowing here.
Turali poets of yore sang of a mountain that would stand tall, even should all other lands sink beneath the sea. Indomitable and eternal, it arises from Urqopacha, the 100 peaks of time. Of all the beasts which crawl and fly, only the legendary Valigarmanda could hope to disturb the summit's serene majesty. Yet, with that flying calamity imprisoned by the Dawn Serpent, what great feat remains for those who would claim the throne?
Yeah, this is the area with the big-ass mountain. And it is a big-ass mountain.
So this is Urqopacha. I've never actually been here before.
Oh.
The air is so crisp and clear.
Mountains everywhere you look.
That one massive peak in particular has quite the presence. It puts me in mind of Som-Al.
Yeah.
That is Workor Sormor, the tallest mountain in Tural. Its sheer height makes it an imposing climb. But there are other reasons the ambitious keep their distance.
Oh.
Oh? Do tell.
Where to begin?
Excuse me, but you're Wuk-Lamat, are you not? I hadn't thought to encounter one of the Dawn's promise here, of all places. But I should introduce myself. I am Bol Nok, a weaver by trade.
Did he just have a click in his name?
Well met, Bolnok. We're on our way to Watrin Pello.
Okay, Bolnok.
Truly. I've just come from there, as it happens.
Oh?
I'd asked the Pelu who sell me their wool to give me a tour of their alpaca ranch. The head rancher and I shared a bottle of mezcal while he explained the finer points of wool production.
Mezcal, is that a local beverage?
It's an Urqopacha specialty. A spirit made from distilled agave heart juice.
Oh.
Yes,
Does
and
it
it must
taste
have done
good?
wonders for my mood, for I tripled my usual order of alpaca wool. They did offer me a discount, though, so it wasn't a bad deal in the end.
He's alcoholic.
but listen to me, boring you with my tedious stories. I will leave you before you are lulled to sleep. Goodbye, and safe travels.
Is this the guy to test us?
Oh, silly me. I almost forgot to say the thing I actually wanted to say.
Oh.
Peace for Tural. I agree with your vision, Third Promise. You have my support in your bid for the throne.
I gather from his tale we would be foolish to underestimate Pelu Pelu merchants.
Yes.
Yes. They do more than run the markets in Tuliyollal. Pelu Pelu peddlers can be found everywhere in Tural, traveling from place to place on their sturdy alpacas. They are effusive and engaging speakers, and many's the customer who's been talked into spending more than they bargained for.
Estinian is gonna go so broke.
They won't find this customer so easily charmed.
The look on Erinville kind of says like, yeah, no.
Watchun Pello's down the path! Off the main road! Don't get lost!
It's right there!
Yeah, we can see the Othard. The palace crowds were more supportive of her brothers, but Vuklamat's peaceful politics do have their quiet adherents, I see. Of course. I feel the change in altitude most keenly. While mayhap not the same degree of the Sea of Clouds, the air is decidedly thin here. True. I could see more buildings down the path Paul Nock was taking. I wonder what's over there, over that way. Oh, hey. Oh yeah, has Katla been updated? The feathers seem a little bit smoother, maybe. Yeah, I put Katla in adventuring clothes. I didn't recognize Spor's first. Poor thing. I'm sorry, love. There you go. This is Watchun Pello, home of the Pelu Pelu. Uglamat should have arrived before us. If she got lost, then I don't know how she's gonna survive. Oh, there she is. That's not good. She's being sold something. You come all this way for the right of succession? Oh, so it means I'm exchanging word with the future Dawn servant. Please, the outcome is far from decided, but it is a possibility. How fortunate, then, that I deal with a cloak woven from especially luxurious alpaca wool. Such a garment would look magnificent when draped over the shoulder of our budding ruler. And a nation ruler should dress her best for her adoring people, yes? Finery for our finest lady, that's right. Come, third promise. My well-stocked shelves are but a few steps away. Finest lady. I like the sound of that. Alright, I suppose a quick look wouldn't hurt. Ahem. What did we just talk about? Erinwell, when did you... Shitona from far off Sectoral. Northern winters are bitterly cold affairs. I'm told I cannot imagine how you survived them without a lovely warm cloak of quality alpaca wool. No, thank you. I'm not in need of new clothing at the moment, and neither is the third promise. Perhaps another time. Of course, of course. My shop door is always open. Yeah, I'll go check out your shop in a second. You were saying something about not being easily charmed. It was just... As I mentioned previously, the Pelu people live for bringing happiness through trade. They won't cheat you or sell you defective goods. They will, however, disarm you with a deft turn of phrase, and unwitting customer like Wuglamat fall prey to their affable approach time and time again. Your only resource is a clear and firm refusal. They won't pursue the matter should you make your disinterest plain. A valuable insight in the minds of the Pelu Pelu. Let us talk to take Erinwill's word of caution to heart. I mean, Estinian might then be okay because he's quite blunt, but at the same time, he has no sense of money. But it doesn't sound like they would cheat him, so that's kinda good. Wuglamat is lucky to have Erinwill. Everyone, royalty especially, need a friend, unafraid to chide them when the need arises. That is true. I swear, I let her out of my sight for one moment. It would seem the Pelu Pelu are also partial to coffee. All the houses and buildings made to Pelu Pelu's size. And mine too, come to think of it. Yeah. Traitors of happiness. Wuglamat is ready to search out the Dawn Servant Selector. Let's see if we can find them. Not my finest moment, I'll admit, but now that we're here, let's do what we came to do. Find the Elector. Allow me to propose a strategy then. Kyle, Eorzea and I will speak with the merchant. Wuglamat and Erinwill might try approaching travelers and passerbys. What do I do? Malisity, pray investigate any of the other establishments which catch your eye. Should we learn aught of use, let us relay it to the third promise. Okay. So just explore the village? I can do that. The Dawn Servant Elector? Ah, I thought you were a new face in town. Here for the right of succession, I take it? Me, I don't much care for sit of the throne so long as to keep Tural peaceful. People tend not to be in mood to relax and sip our excellent mezca once arrows and spears start flying. If you know what I mean. Yeah, that makes sense. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? A joy shared is a joy doubled, I say. No, thank you. Alright, yes, you were asking about the Electra business. Being but freshly returned from my trading route, I've heard that there's a contest afoot, but not much else. Our head ledger, Topley, could probably tell you more about it. Okay, so if I find Topley, I might get information. There we go. Elector. Oh yes, I've heard all about the right of succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Sural Jah. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources and more customers. In the thousands. Column potentially, so... In the thousands column potentially. So many new trading opportunities to spread happiness far and wide. Other have been coming around to my way of thinking, so began crafting goods inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase something? No, I would not. Very well. You said you wanted to know about the Elector. I could help you, but I won't. I can tell you're not a supporter of Surul Jah or his policies. Yeah. No, thank you. Look at the alpaca. Apparently, they control them with whistles and clicks. Can I go in here? No. Ooh. Hold on. Why? Why does it do that? It's like, that's weird. Oh, this is so pretty. They're like weaving. Can I sit in this? This is so lovely. They have lovely houses. How did they get the new bar thing right away? Man, some people are quick. Or maybe it's a gold saucer thing. Hello there, I am Mablu. Did you have any question for me? Yeah, the thing we're looking for. Sorry, I don't know about any electors. You should take a moment to see our prize alpacas before you leave, though. Oh, but be sure to admire them from a respectable distance. Get too close and our nervous darling may be tempted to spit on you. And their stuff stinks. It happens to a visiting buyer not too long ago. Topley, that's the head rancher, was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. No one makes a mistake with Topley noticing. Without Topley noticing, he knows everything. That happens on this ranch. Okay, so we need to find Topley. Topley will have the answer. Urqopacha, I got good news. You really have to watch yourself around the silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets, and then there was the enchanting ointment. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Topley is a man to talk about the contest. Now, if only they would share where this head leader of theirs is to be found. Really? He's also the head rancher? Well, the alpaca ranch is not far from here. I say we pay a visit before the others return. Yeah. Urqopacha's favorite friends. There's a lot of alpacas. Still, we know the head ledger should be here somewhere. I can't let fear deter me. No, not to say that I'm scared, of course. Uh-huh. Excuse me, is one of those workers Topley? Topley? Oh yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch hands and keep an eye on things. I can't tell you which one he is, though. You can't? Is this part of the contest? All I can say is that Topley often mentioned his favorite pungent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade. Though who among us could, am I right? Still, if you bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. Yeah, so it's like a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Topley a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone we think might be Topley. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Great. We can meet back here to share our impressions. So, he's interested in pungent subject? So tell me, Mablu. Well, obviously, I'm not Topley. I mean, oops, I shouldn't have said that. You meant to find out for yourself who Topley is, or if an elector is even in the village at all. Good luck. So Topley is the elector. Good to know. A visitor from across the salt, if I'm not mistaken. Be warned, the alpaca will spit if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movements slow and deliberate. Okay. Coast to brush and smelly spit mop up. The best regard you with very eyes and twitching jaws. I'll sniff your head ledger in the heartbeat. You'll see. Am I Topley? Yes, that's me. Excellent work from the third promise and her entourage. Sharp instinct. Shall we commence the rite of succession then? You're not Topley. You think I might be Topley? Well, maybe I am. All I wish to say is that this village, none have reared more alpacas than I. I think this might be Topley. Because he's been talking about smelly stuff. I see we're both done with our interrogations. So, who do you think it is? I have my suspicion, but let's hear your pick. The diligent ranch hand is the one I think it is. Ah, the worker who intends on so intent on stable chores? I had my eye on that one too. Time to rip the mask off our mysterious ranch hand, so to speak. We know it's you, Tobley, and to prove it, I propose a deal. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tobley, head villager of Vakunpello and head rancher of the family ranch. I am also one of Gulug Jaja's chosen electors. Ah, so we found the elector. Ha! In a place featured in the Tuliyollal saga, just as we thought. I was right to trust in your instinct, and I bet you this won't be the last time. So, what's our challenge? She found you out fair and square, Tobley. And I'm glad she did. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here. So, what do we need to do to get the gem?
Deducing the Dawnservant's elector was the first step of the feat. Too simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
Right. Not hard at all.
Uh-huh. Oh. Big brother is here as well.
Zorolja.
I am told the head ledger, Tobley, is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobley. That's part of the test.
I mean, isn't it kind of obvious we were talking to Tobley? Ah.
You're Tobley.
Without even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed. With that amusing prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge.
Perfect. He just waited for them
Per the Dawnservant's
to frighteningly
instructions,
look.
I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered the number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one.
Alright.
You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
What?
While I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Bring out the example!
The example? Is it like an unusually feisty alpaca? There's the fluffer. So cute.
This is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal, Third Promise?
It's gonna spit on her, isn't it?
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erenville said.
He's gonna spit on her. Straight in the face.
Ah! This little monster spat on me! Ah, oh, that stinks. I can't.
little over-dramatic, are we?
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly.
Hmm.
Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. Has an awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
Wild valley breed like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out.
Ah.
They're also especially hardy.
So we're trying to find paranoid alpacas.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but biddable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
Okay.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
Yes.
So, the task is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is correct. But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell. And by you, I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with their catching.
Oh.
The alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
I would approach it slowly if they're scared.
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge.
This guy is
And
so
when
evil,
you
I
reach
love
the
him.
end of the rite, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
I did not expect, like, the Pelu Pelu to bring just the most gloriously evil quest ever.
Very well. This won't take long.
Hey, why does he get to take his ally with him?
Wait! Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done? There are preparations to be made, factors to consider.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas.
Aww.
But that doesn't mean I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
Yes. Just treat them with kindness and patience and this should work out.
Are you all right, Urqopacha? We thought we heard you scream.
You did.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Scream, in other words.
Yeah. Sorry.
Did you find the Elector?
Oh, we certainly did.
Maybe if we can, like, I think with preparations, we should talk to the Pelu Pelu, ask them how they approach frightened alpacas, and also if treats help. Because if we try to feed it, that might help. I was impressed with how easily Soralja found Topli, but also sort of frightened. Yeah. I've done my duty and assigned the claimant their feet. The rest is up to them. Judging by the volume of Urqopacha's scream, alpaca's expectoration must have a nasty odor. Indeed. I'm content to remain ignorant of the smell. You probably won't forever, honey. Suralja puts me in mind of Garlemald's own exalted son. Of the two, though, Senna's was undeniably more arrogant. Yeah. So this is our sought-after elector? I did say remaining calm was key, but by the same rule, don't apply to wild... But the same rule don't apply to wild alpacas. Ah. Ugh, I had to go and wash my nasty stuff off my face. I think I got it all off. But would you mind taking a sniff of me just to make sure? The stench has ruined my sense of smell. No, thank you. Hey, I saw that look. So, can you smell it? Be honest. Maybe a little. Erenville wishes to discuss the feat of gold. As Vuklamat helped demonstrate, the valley alpacas are wary of people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I have enough trouble with tamed alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? With proper saddle, we infuse the leather with relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast. Ooh. Wonderful. Give me one of those, then. Have you perhaps forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, then you'll need to find a saddler and make them an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost the equivalent of 10 pel in the thousands column. 10,000? You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of coin. Converting to gil, that comes to around 1 million or so. Maybe if we all pitch in. No, this is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right about having others pay the cost. I'll find the money. Somehow. In that case... that basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pel in the 100th column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for even more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain for the saddle. That's a nice gesture, but you think I can turn 100 pel into 1 million? That's 10,000 times more. We need 10,000 pel, not 1 million. So we're looking at 100 times more. Oh, right. I panicked. I got it confused with Alphinode's 1 million gil. But this should be possible. I'm not so sure about the trading idea. We were almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. But I just... I hate it when you're right. Then let me help you with your deal making. Oh, hello again. Mablu, I work here as a ranch hand, but I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. It's alright if I aid them now, yes? I guide the claimant toward the first step of the feat, like you asked. As long as Vuklamat goes along to capture her alpaca, she is free to accept assistance from whomever she likes. Ah. So this is all part of the trial. Hooray! Let's set about getting you the saddle then, third promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for a bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Yes, stay here, pitch in with the ranch work. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hand to tend to the alpaca. Gladly, although, Malisity, I think you should go with Vuklamat. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over, and surely have sage advice to share. No. Kyle, no. I am terrible with gil. Don't nod to that. In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. Why am I being trusted with this? As if I do such a thing, but I leave the wool with Malisity anyway. The better to keep my hands free. As long as you don't lose it. Thank you. To begin, I suggest we trading the wool to Havli, the saddler. He won't agree to deal, of course, but I'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. Okay. Tending the alpacas, are we? I had some experience with that when I was younger. That's good. I've every confidence you'll come back with a saddle. I would worry if it was just Tuliyollal, but it sounds like Mablu knows a thing or two about trading. Yet our hopes are kinda on Mablu right now. Turning 100 pel worth of wool into a 10,000 pel saddle is exactly the kind of suggestion I would expect from the head of a merchant clan. Yeah. His idea is much more complicated than just going and grabbing the animal with brute force. Mablu hasn't given up, I see. This is the artisan who makes her taming saddles. It is really possible to make 100 times what the wool is worth just through trading? I mean, that is the art of trading, isn't it? Hello. Something I can do for you? We've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? And how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. Ah, okay, what would a saddler want? And what might that be? He might want leather. Mescal. I like to nurse a cup a day at day's end while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff and you got yourself a deal. Oh? This bodes well for us. Third promise, such mescal can be had for only 5 pel in the 1,000 columns. Okay. Hold on, did you say third promise? Then my offer has changed. The saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mescal, aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I support the man of ambition who'll see my business prosper. So Raljah will go to war, and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. It's nothing personal, third promise, but I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. Ah. Alright, so... well, then we just need to obtain 3-year-old booze. Can't say that I blame him. I know of a championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring him more customers. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Pelu pray for your victory, Buklamat. The younger ones, though, to them, strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from these horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still others are unsatisfied with their quiet prosperity and crave the future the second promises envisions. They've become obsessed with innovation, like the dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. Then you have those like Havli, convinced that the first promise's plan for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profit. Interesting that nobody seems to care about the fourth competitor. But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I would say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I've memorized the accounts of what it was like when the Yokyu ruled our village. Oh. That's why I offered to help. I wanted you to become Dawn's servant, to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. So, I thought the Yokyu were friends with the Pelu Pelu. Well, then I guess I'll bet to make sure I win the contest. But the type of mezcal the saddle maker wants is very expensive. Weren't we expecting to need 10,000 pel from the outset? Nothing changed. We just need to get on with it. I may not have the head for trade or stomach for alpaca, but I won't give up with a piece of Tuliyollal on the line. Then neither will I. We will make you Dawn's servant. Aiming from 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration, so let's first try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. And maybe also somebody who works. He could work. I was thinking like a weaver. Of course. Oh, he is a weaver. Of course, the weaver. Bolnok was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision, and he was here to buy wool. I think I remember the direction he was going, but for now, let's head back to the road where we first met him. Sounds like a plan? Oh, there are side quests opening up. I am gonna have so much fun this weekend doing side content. Oh yeah, the monk leans now. That feels really funny. Is this where you met the weaver? This is the spot. After Bolnok talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he was probably going to Ikuvlo's Inn. Most visitors to Vakunpelo end up staying there. Let's go check, shall we? Yes. I'm guessing that's the houses over there. I quite like the personality of the Pelu Pelu. They are exactly the type of merchants that would get me to buy stuff I don't need. I hope he's willing to offer us something wonderful in exchange. Ah, we meet again. But wait, weren't you all on your way to Vakunpelo? Can I have the basket, Malisity? Here you go. A basket of standard quality wool you received from Top Lee. Worth 1 pel in the 100th column. So 100 pel. Thanks. Now let's see if we can turn a profit. Bolnok, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? Third promise, you wish to do business with me. Might I ask what this is about? Yeah, explain to him like what we're trying to do here. That might help us get a better trade. I see. So the goal is to turn a basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal. Then allow me to invest in your efforts. Perfect. Peace in Tural is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace wins the throne. Thus do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory. Perfect. Oh, that is a fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would be easily fetch 5 pel in the 100th column. Okay, so we've gone from 100 to 500. That's very generous, Bolnok. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I have every faith in you, Third Promise. May fortune bless your future dealings. I can't believe you quintupled your investment with your first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Only because Malisity remembered our weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. That's not true. The connection you build with the people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental aspects of trading, one which you instinctively mastered. You think so? Yeah. I know so. Now let's take our 500 pelo poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, Malisity, you take the poncho. If I lost it somehow, Erinville would never let me hear the end of it. Thank you. All set. Our next deal is waiting to be found. But where? Who needs... Oh, that was cool. Success. You traded a 100 pel basket of alpaca wool for a 500 pel wool poncho. We turned 100 pel into 500. I know it's only 5 times more, but it feels like 500 times more. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Leveraging connection is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense, but how do I know if someone needs a poncho? Well, they wouldn't be wearing one. That's the obvious answer, isn't it? We look for a person without a poncho and hope they're eager to buy one. Yes, there you go. We find the demand for our supply. So where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse than starting right here at the inn. There might be an interested traveler. Okay. Who here needs a poncho? A lot of Mamulja hardly wear anything to begin with. Those are probably landskirts or sellsworth. Mamuljas who soldier for a living prefer not to wear much above the waist. It hampers their movement. So no. So even if they have bare shoulders, Mamulja carry arms can be struck off the list. Why did you look at me? Tell me, who among this gathered travel do you think might be the... So professional fighters, like those of the Landskart, would have little interest, though the same could be said of any Tural who prioritizes ease of movement in their work. Okay. Sweaty is probably too warm. This one is wearing a poncho, and this one has a weapon, so... This one? Let's see. No coat or cloak, but also no weapon. Oh, we might have a winner. Oh there, friend. You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress, or lack thereof. Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beast on the way here, and barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a toolmaker from Tuliyollal, and was dressed quite smartly all the better to show the Pelu I'm a man who takes pride in his appearance, and therefore his work as well. But now look at me. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. Would you like a poncho? What a splendid poncho! This would be the perfect replacement for the coat I lost. We'd be willing to part with it if you like to make a trade for one of your fine tools, perhaps. What about this hatchet? I crafted it myself and will vouch for its quality. Alright. The blade looks sharp, the haft well made. I would value it at 1 pel in the 1,000 column. Oh, nice. Double the price. Ooh, from 500 to 1,000. We have a deal. Wonderful. fine garments such as this should put me on even footing at any Palu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of Miplu Mate's garden, for one. Her field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate, and I thought to impress her with the tools I sold you. No matter, I have other wares to sell. Glad I am to have met you. Ah. I think we know our next client. Did you hear that? We already found our next buyer. To Miplu Mate's garden we go. Yes, but it's a fair distance on foot. We should take alpacas. You can do it. These ones will be the calm type, right? I don't know. I like that my character as well is just like, nah. Alright. Here we go again, writing alpacas. That's so cute. Look at their saddles. This is gonna become one of my favorite mounts, I know it. Well done recognizing that the toolmaker as a potential customer. If you have a mind to change professions, you make an excellent merchant. No thank you. I'm very much happy to not be a merchant. Okay, Woklamat steals herself for the right to find your next trading partner. Oh, I can see an ether current up there. Before we go, get moving. You should be the one to hold this. You worried they're gonna spit on you and ruin it? With that, I suppose we should hop on the alpacas. Maplu has so kindly provided. Yeah. Let me just run and grab this ether current. Now, on to the alpaca. Ready to go? Let's mount up. Wait. Woklamat, you have anything to say? I'm going to catch a wild alpaca after this. I can't be shying away from tamed ones. Not that I'm scared of them, you understand, or their nasty, disgusting, foul-smelling spit. Oh. Alright. And it's off to the mate field we go. Oh, I'm on like a tiny alpaca. You'll be fine. These ones are accustomed to people. I still don't trust them. Look at the size difference. You have a knack for riding, no matter what you say. Without our alpaca friends, we probably would never have become traveling merchants. Can you imagine walking all the way? Way across Tural? I swear that mountain is too tall to be real. It is. Workers and more? Wasn't that the name? A forbidden sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. You have to take the long way around the cliff to get there, to the highland belonging to the Yokyu. Oh, so the Yokyu live up there? Well, like, near it. So, Maplu, you said you were learning about the peddler profession? You don't care for ranch work? No, I love it. I love working with alpacas. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. It's just, I'm not sure I have the talent for it. Oh. If I can't help you buy the taming saddle, though, then I'll... If I can help you buy the taming saddle, though, then it would be proof I'm ready to be a merchant. Oh. That'll prove that I can do it after all. In that case, you best get ready to be a merchant, says Woklamat. Look, we're almost there. We made it, and without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Eorzea Inn, so we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dawn servant, weren't you, Third Promise? There I was. Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Topley took me in. He took in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them? Yes, and everyone works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. That's not bad. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm telling you this. We need to keep trading things for your saddle if you're prepared for the feat of gold. As it makes harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatchets. Add to the Wooglamat's way with people and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That Meeplo herself over there. Pass the hatchet to the third promise and let's get the bargaining. There's another house with that colored door, so... Can I go in there? Oh, I like this house better. This is very pretty. Oh, look like they're trying some stuff. Is this... Okay, I keep on getting the status effect when I go in and out. This is the same thing I get when I go into the houses in the dwarf village. So are these low level only houses? Okay, Wooglamat, let's do this. You have that little axe for me? Yes. Thanks. Now to see what we get for it. What we can get for it. You're Miplu, the owner of these fields. I have mine to trade if you're interested. Well, well, the third promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What do you have on offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan. The razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. A sack of mate leaves is valued at 1 pel in 1,000 column, the same price as the hatchet. This would bring us no closer to the mescal. But could we maybe trade it for something better? If I may, Mistress Miplu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchet afford them a higher value? It's indeed the season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. Ah, we've missed the window for demand. In that case, we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way. A generous deal here will put you in the third promise's good graces. Surely that is worth of consideration. I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the second promise. This innovation will improve every aspect of our lives. I believe including farming, and I will no longer have need of hatchets. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Wooglamat. That is why I am prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it is fair, given your reasons, but we ourselves would be no better off for the transaction. How about this? Then, if we were to help bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until corner reforms comes about, I can always use more hands in the field. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. Added value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, Mablu. Malisity and I have a matte together. Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then, and mind you pick the healthy leaves. I'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. Alright. That was a clever trade, Wooglamat. CC has a very good mind for trading. Isn't it splendid? Go ahead. Drink the verdant vista of my beautiful matte garden. Like, this is a very clever trade. Wooglamat really has an eye for figuring out what people require. Oh, there's Maplu. Did you see how Wooglamat came to my rescue there? She really is good with people. She is, yeah. Okay, I see a lot of good leaves here. Grab some. I don't know what you're trying to grab there, but I can promise you it's not leaves. Just kind of pawing at the air. I need a stepladder. Too far away. I'm sorry, but this is nowhere near the leaves. Ah, the joys of being a Lalafell. We are adorable, but sometimes the animations can be a little bit funky. Okay, where is Wuklamat? There she is. I wasn't sure Miplu would bite, but it goes to show that you never know until you try. Hey, it was a really good try. Have you ever seen someone pick matte leaves? I imagine the opportunity to see such are few and far between. I've never seen matte leaves before, so yeah, never seen somebody pick them as well. Here we go. I got the 5 bundles of leaves I needed. Hopefully they will manage to do the same. And we will get a favorable trade. You brought some leaves then? Yes. A sizable pile of freshly harvested matte leaves. An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companion fared before I make any decision though. Oh, perfectly reasonable. Here, we brought our share as well. Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it's time to honor mine. After adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet, I'm prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade matte leaves. Oh, okay, that sounds good. Premium matte! Bought at the shop, 1 sack of those leaves could cost no less than 5 pel in the 1,000 column. Oh, nice! Then we can bid farewell to this hatchet. I'll give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. Wuklamat is also doing, like, she's really working with her culture here, with a trade should leave both people happy. Oh, sweetie, Mablu was wrong. It is as I was saying before. Even after everything Topley's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. But then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How can I expect Topley to accept my decision then? Have you mentioned your plans to leave? Like, have you talked to him about it? Not exactly. I wanted to prove I could succeed as a peddler before I declared my intention. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expected of me. I want to preserve Tural peace, and becoming Dawn Servant happened to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Topley held the same opinion. So talk to him. Yeah? You're right. It's better to find out for sure than worry over what he might say. Thank you for the advice. I think he would want you to be happy. But first, we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? We try to trade our tea leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain our way into double the value, eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I will make this trade work. I admire you, Third Promise. That you're holding your own against a strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Kona and Soralja? Yeah, you are. Because this test is not about getting an alpaca. The thing is... Okay, the thing is, this test, I don't think is about getting the alpaca at all. Like, yeah, the end goal is they have to go out and get the alpaca. But the actual test is about the preparation. And I think Sukalja is failing that preparation because he's just going straight to trying to get the alpaca with brute force. And he's probably gonna get it. Like, I would not be surprised if he just goes out there and, like, yanks one up. It can spit all it wants, but he's just gonna bring it back anyway. But showing that you can work with others, showing that you can do the trades, take part in their culture, that is the true strength of somebody that would make a good leader. And I think Wuglamat is doing pretty good at that. I mean, of course I am. I'm Wuglamat of the Dawn Promise, after all. So see, you know, didn't fear at all. Oh, I love the music. It is so good. Excellent trade! The issue is now, though, that my recording time for the MSQ is done for today. So that's where I am gonna have to take a break. I'm gonna spend the weekend working on starting to get the Pictomancer and Viper up and doing some of the side quests and such. But I will not get into the main story again until, well, the next episode. So I hope you are enjoying this. This is probably, like, this recording session was close to 5 hours. Because I am very slow at doing things because I have to go and look at everything and think about it, and then my grandmother called me. So yeah, maybe not as long as I would have liked to go, but still a really enjoyable start, and I'm genuinely interested in where the story is gonna take us. But that's gonna be it for today. So if you like this, maybe throw me a commentation by liking and subscribing. And in the end, all I want to say is takk fyrir að horfa og eigðu yndislegan dag.